and welcome back to another episode of
My Waifu
and Me. And on today's episode, we are bringing you another, somehow, 100 plus manga haul. Yes, I'm going to use the word accidentally. We've accidentally purchased another 100 manga volumes to add to our collection. And if you have not seen it already, we just recently published our updated collection, which is now well over 1,000 volumes. Please make sure you go check that video out. It's going to be in the description down below. And I'll make sure to throw a little thing up in the corner as well. So if you want to go check it out, go check that out. But today we're bringing you a whole nother, just a bunch of volumes that we purchased this month. And this is all just good stuff. So we're going to actually start. We've kind of developed a new format for these, where we're going to start with stuff that's more of the recent pickups, stuff that we've talked about in a lot of videos, because we've been picking up these volumes regularly. We kind of talk about them in every video. We're going to kind of get through those quickly. And then we're going to get into some of what I like to call the treasure finds, right? The stuff we found at things like half-price books or comic book shops for reduced prices. And there's a lot of treasure finds in this video, honestly. We have kind of really dug in and dug our teeth into this idea of finding some stuff that is old but still good, and stuff that we really want to read and get into. So, but we do have obviously some new releases that we need to go over. So Waifu, go ahead and start us off. What is your first, show us some new releases.
Alright, so we're gonna start with Solo Leveling 3. So I know 4 just came out, so it's not technically new, but it's still releasing, and so just wanted to show that off. Freyren 4, Beyond Journey's End, we picked that up. Mao 5, I've really been enjoying this one. Takahashi stan, you know. Psalm 106, love that cover, pick that up. Oh, yeah, help me, husband. The Full Metal Edition 17 of Full Metal Alchemist. Man,
That super clean. We're one away from the end, by the way. 18 is
so
going to be the finale.
And then, you know, my favorite, Golden Kamuy 26. Can you believe there's 26 volumes now? Ugh, love it. So that's my pickups that are new.
And next, here are some of the volumes that I picked up for new releases. So first, obviously, Undead Unluck 7. I've been reading these as they physically release. I've actually been enjoying it. I think it's a really fun shonen manga. Also, the brand new Shuzo Oshimi title, Devil Ecstasy. So I already read this one. It's horny. And it's his older work, so if you want to try it out, make sure to give it a shot. I really enjoyed it. It's only going to be 2 of these 2-in-1 omnibuses. Next, we picked up Gigant Volume 7. There's only going to be 10 of these, I believe, so we're nearing the end. I already read this volume. It's more of the same haptic fun.
Also horny.
And oh, dang it, this one is too. And then we picked up Sensei's Pious Life. This is another new release. I believe there's going to be 4 of these 2-in-1 volumes for this completed series. Something that I found out is the author, Akane Torikai, is actually married to Inio Asano, which I thought was really interesting. I already read this one as well. It is very fun and spicy. So if you're into that, you want a little bit more of an adult, spicy romance. I will say there's an age gap romance involved, and there is some pretty graphic scenes, but if you want to try that out, definitely give it a shot. Then we also picked up Crazy Food Truck. Everyone's picking this one up. I think it's going to be super short, like 3 volumes, so wanted to give it a shot. It looks really cool. The artwork looks really great. And then lastly, the Death Note Short Stories volume. This just collects a couple short stories that they did for Death Note. I really like this cover because you can see there, you see the, like the, I don't even know what to call that, like embroidered, not, I don't know. It's like a...
Embossed,
yeah, something like that on the cover. So super cool cover for that. So that's my new pickups before we start to get into the heat of this. So Waifu, what's the first one you got?
So first one, continuing Blade of the Immortal. This one is number 7. So yeah, just keep on keeping on with this. Definitely nearing towards the end. I believe there's 10 of these in total. And they get thicker towards the end, so that's gonna be a lot. But yeah, we're about 3 out from finishing this one.
And then I don't know if I really plan to get any more of these, but I did pick up Gantz in the Omnibus Editions Volume 1, which I kind of only picked up because, you're gonna see this, it was for $12.49 at a local half-price books. That's the only reason I grabbed this. I don't know if I plan to get all the omnibuses. I really love this series. I recently read the entire series. It's very wild. But this is really the only way to get them nowadays. So the first 9 omnibuses are actually pretty readily available. But the old singles are not, and I believe they plan to print these omnibuses to the end. The problem is that they are incredibly chunky and pretty difficult to actually read. So maybe not the best way to go for these, but this is crazy sci-fi action.
My first half-price pickup is Sazan and the Comet Girl. This is one I'd been wanting to pick up for a while. It's a little beat up, which is kind of funny because it is newer, so somebody had it for probably not that long and they really beat it up. But what's really cool about this one is that it's fully in color.
Yeah, it's
so
dope.
Definitely excited to try this one out.
Next, I have 2 Volume 1 pickups that I did this month for series that I want to try or start, and that's School Live, which, if you've seen our other videos, I actually have a couple of the later volumes of this that I found at half price, but I picked this one up full price so I could actually start the series. It is a twist on... It's a twist on Slice of Life, that's all I'll say, with a bit of a horror twist. And then I also picked up Bungo Stray Dogs. I actually don't know anything about this series. I know that it's a very popular series. There's quite a few volumes, but I went ahead and picked up Volume 1 on the recommendation of my nephew. So he said that I might like it, so I went ahead and picked Volume 1 up. I haven't got a chance to read it yet, but I'm excited to give it a shot.
All right, another half-price find, Buso Rankin, old Shonen Jump title, got it for exactly half off. It's one of those things that I probably won't pick up fully because I believe it is available to read on the app. But, this volume was actually in really great condition if you can kind of see on camera. So might as well pick that up, start a classic Shonen Jump title, and finish it online.
Yes, and it's only 10 volumes in total, so pretty easy one to get all of if you really want it. And it's not very sought after, so it's pretty easy to grab them all for a good price. So I'm going to run through a bunch of half-price books finds that I did of also Shonen Jump properties that are mostly available to read other I actually don't know if all these are on the Jump app or not, but they might be. But these are a couple just miscellaneous volumes that we grabbed that are Jump properties that I mainly just grabbed them because they were all reduced price at half-price books. So I did pick up the first volume of Seraph of the End, another Shonen Jump series that I've actually never got a chance to try. I do know a couple volumes are getting a bit difficult to get, but I believe they're all still in the reprint cycle. So don't give up if you're trying to collect that series, but I have no idea what it's about, so I'm excited to give it a shot. Also picked up Siren. I do know a little bit about this series. It's a series that was definitely prematurely canceled back in the day after only, I believe, 16 volumes. And I think it was kind of gaining steam, and then the back end really fell apart. But I really would like to try it. I know that it's a little tough. I think there's like 2 or 3 volumes that are really tough to find. This one is out of print. So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, only $4.99 for both of those volumes. And then I also found, and I don't know if I've admitted this on a video, but I've actually read all 3 of these volumes already, but I read them on the Shonen Jump app. But I did pick up Mashle Volumes 1, Volume 4, and Volume 5. And I love Volume 4 because it's a nice green color. So I was really excited to grab that one. But all of these were marked at $4.99 at half price books. They were all essentially brand new. I mean, someone must have bought these, read them, and immediately given up on it. Really weird. I'll probably grab 2, 3, and 6 to just complete what's out so far in English. And I'll probably just pay full price for them. But I have read the first 5 volumes of the series. It's whatever. I mean, it's just fun and funny. I don't know how else to put it. But then I also grabbed, and Waifu actually recently read all of this on the Shonen Jump app. But we were at half price books, and we found these for $9.99 each. And if you recently watched our collection video, we mentioned that this is the one part of Dragon Ball that we were missing. So we decided to kind of start in on the Dragon Ball Z Viz Big editions. Yes, we went with the Viz Bigs to match our Dragon Ball Viz Bigs, unlike our Dragon Ball Super, which is standard size. But I really think these Viz Bigs look great, and I think they read great. So we did grab the first 2 of those, and we'll probably grab the rest at some point, but don't know, might creep around half-price books for more of these.
All right, so another really good find, but actually at Movie Trading Company, is Musashi number 9. This is definitely older. It's got some yellowing, but I mean, look at that price tag, $249 on sale. I feel like I've heard of this before, and when I read the back, it definitely seemed interesting too, with the story-wise. So, $250, can't pass that up. Wanted to try it. Musashi number 9.
Yes, and what's interesting about this is a CMX manga print, which they are a defunct publisher, so you're not going to see a lot of CMX manga out there. So interesting to see a volume from them.
Yeah, those are always kind of fun to find because it's just like they don't exist anymore.
Relic of their time, relic of their time. No big deal. So next, I actually got this volume in from a buddy of mine. And I'm just really happy that he sent this over to me. But I was able to get the Flowers of Evil Volume 1 in the single editions. I am only missing maybe like 4 or 5 of the single volumes. I do have obviously the 3-in-1s, but I'm missing a couple of the singles, and I would love to own those. I don't remember off the top of my head exactly which ones I'm still missing, but I think it's like 4 of them. But I'm really grateful that a buddy of mine sent this over for retail price. So this is awesome, and definitely my favorite of Shuzo Oshimi's works. If you want an introductory series for him, go for this one.
Another half price find, $11.99.
And damn near new as well. I think
damn near new.
Yeah, I think it's like brand new, like just came out in the last couple months.
Yeah, and it's weird. There's a certain half price that tends to have like new manga that somebody picked up, down the street at Kino or Barnes, and then they tried it and they're like, oh, whatever, and just sold it back to half price, which is pretty crazy in my opinion. But this one's called New York, New York. It's BL, so I don't know. I'm kind of on a trend lately with getting BL. I don't know what it is.
Waifu likes what waifu likes. Man.
I like what I like. I don't know what else to say. So here it is, New York, New York. It's a 2-in-1.
Next, I found a lucky half price find in that I found volume 2 of Cromartie High School, which is an old ADV manga print actually, and I happen to already have volume 1 of the series, oddly enough. So it was really weird that we just found volume 2 loose at half price, and you can see there it was $5.49, so a good price for this volume. Mm-hmm. These volumes are a bit tougher to find, and if I remember correctly, unfortunately, they did not print the entire series in English. I believe it got canceled or kind of went defunct with the publisher. If I remember correctly, maybe there's like 11 or 12 of these, and there was like 15 in Japan or something along those lines. But this is a really funny comedy series about a young man who transfers into essentially like an all-delinquent high school. So it's really strange, and it has a really funny anime series as well you should check out if you haven't already. But for the condition this was in, for the price it was in, I was beyond excited to pick this one up and add it to my Cromartie set. I don't know if I will ever get all of them, but I sure as hell am going to buy them if I find miscellaneous ones like this in the wild.
It's a long title. Alright, the next one, another half price find, as you can see by the telling sticker on the back. This one, and I need to read the spine because it's long. Secretly, I've been suffering about being sexless. So it looked very interesting. Interesting concept, just a one and done, small volume. Definitely more of that josei route, for older crowds. So yeah, wanted to try this. Half price, the drill.
Okay, so for my next pickup, I actually found this at sort of like a weird comic book shop, and they had it priced just a little bit below retail. So you'll see here on the back that this volume went for $9.99 originally, but they had it marked at just $9, so for some reason it was $1 off. But this is Cyborg 009, the manga, which is a vintage Tokyo Pop print, volume 1 of this series. So I don't remember how many volumes this got printed in English, but this was one of my favorite animes growing up. I really liked the Cyborg 009 anime, so that'd be cool to have a volume 1 in my collection as sort of like a, like a representation of that. If I get the rest of them, I might. I do think these are a little tougher to get now. This is a really cool series. There's a group of cyborgs that fight evil. It's super cool. It just depends on what your preferences are. If you don't like that sort of like classic old manga style, might be boring for you. I'm gonna warn you now. But that's like my bread and butter. So like I love this sort of stuff. So I was really excited to grab volume 1. I'll definitely read it, and don't know if I'll get the rest though.
More BL manly appetites. I showed off 2 and 3 in our Austin trip because that's just how things worked out. But this is volume 1, and I did read this, and it's very cute. So I'm excited to continue the series, and I think I'm going to be reading it for as long as it's coming out.
Also from our Austin trip, you would have seen me pick up a couple of Oku volumes, and I now had 1 through 10 except for one volume, so I ordered it off Right Stuff, and that was volume 6 of Oku. So this is a reverse harem, which is, I know, maybe a little out of my genre zone, but it's like a historical reverse harem, which is even stranger. But I really wanted to try it, so I have 10 volumes of it now, and I need to try it before I buy the other 9. It is 19 volumes complete here in the US. And yeah, so I have 10 of them, and I'm going to read them, because I've gotten them all for really good deals. So that's kind of why I have 10, but I'm excited to try more of it, and I'm excited to add volume 9 to that set. Or 6. This is volume 6.
So this one won't be surprising at all. It's Urusei Yatsura. I think I mentioned in a pretty recent video that I'm probably going to get all of Takahashi's works at some point.
Yes.
This one, again, just happened to be half price. And, okay, might as well start it now. The anime is going to come out too. If you haven't seen the trailer, it looks awesome. So definitely recommend watching that if you don't want to pick up the manga. But pick up the manga anyway. Support my lady, Rumiko Takahashi. Come on.
Fantastic. So another one-off half-price books find. I know there's like 7 volumes of this series out already, so we're a little behind. but we did pick up volume 1. We do this a lot when we find volume 1s at half price books. We'll just pick them up to try them, and then we'll say, okay, do we want to commit and buy the rest of the volumes full price, which happens a lot. So it's like a teaser volume for us, you know. So we picked up Uzaki-chan Wants to Hang Out volume 1 for $7.99 at half price books. This is really exciting. We watched a little bit of the anime. It is sort of an interesting rom-com sort of series. This character is really cool, though. In my opinion, Uzaki-chan has a really great personality, at least from the early episodes. The male that she's kind of after is not my favorite type of character in a series, but she's awesome, and that's the kind of stuff, so that's cool, and I'm kind of curious the way that develops, and I know a lot of people are fans of this series, so excited to at least try volume 1 and see where we go, and if we decide to pick up any more.
This one I was really excited to find, and there were all 3 available at this half price, and it's Life Lessons with Uramichi Onisan, and this also got me into an anime pretty recently.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, we found 1, 2, and 3, and I'm just so excited. I've heard it's just so freaking funny, so I'm definitely happy that I was able to find it for half price, because otherwise I was just gonna buy it as is anyway.
So on a similar note, there's a series that I saw HVL Manga actually encourage me to pick up. Well, not me specifically.
Everybody.
She said people should. I took her recommendation from her video, and I picked up a couple volumes that I found miscellaneously, but I wanted to kind of complete what I had so far. So I think there's 10 volumes total. I now, with this, will have volumes 1 through 6. So I picked up volume 3 and volume 4 of Ikigami: The Ultimate Limit. So I now have volumes 1 through 6 of this series. And I actually picked these up brand new off of Right Stuff, I believe. So some of these volumes are still pretty easy to get firsthand. And I think that they're staying in print, if my understanding is correct. So keep an eye on it. This is sort of a dystopian sci-fi type series. There's like I haven't read it yet, so don't get on to me if I misquote this. But it's sort of in that, I would put it in the zone of like a Black Mirror. That's why I'm interested in it. There's like a thing that happens to society that is sort of dystopian-esque. But I'm really interested to read this.
This one I was really excited to find too. It's actually, I watched the anime of this a while ago, probably like early college years or something like that, when I was starting to really get back into anime for the first time since middle school, and that is Bunny Drop, also known as Usagi Drop. And it's a story about a kind of like an unexpected child that comes into a family that, you know, they got to figure out, you know, who's going to take care of her. And it's like it's either like an older brother, because her dad is like super, super old and had a child with a younger woman.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And it's like her older brother, half brother, whatever you want to call it, comes in and comes to take care of her and kind of step in as a father figure. It's very sweet. It's a very wholesome slice of life type of anime, and I think it kind of turns into a romance later on. I never got that far, and they didn't adapt that part with the anime either.
Right.
I
the
think
anime had only a certain part.
Yeah, they only had a certain ending. So, but just finding it, these first 3 for half off, and it's one of those things you also don't see a lot in stores anymore either. So I was really happy to find this, just because it's pretty nostalgic for me.
Okay, so up next, I have a couple volumes that I'm adding to a set that I recently started picking up at the request of Mr. Man Manga Boy himself. And it's all his fault that I'm even picking this set up at all. But I got all of these for retail or below, so that's what makes me so excited about this, because the first ones I picked up, I got all for retail or below. And I'm adding all these for retail or below as well. So I was able to get volumes 1, as well as volume 9, 10, 12, and 16 of the series Beat X. And the thing about Beat X is that it's a series that was created by Masami Kurumada, who is the same author of one of my favorite manga and anime of all time, Saint Seiya. And so it was really exciting that this is just like a series I didn't even really know. Okay, I knew it existed, but I had never tried it or like dipped my toes in. It's kind of a bonkers shonen series where there's like robots and like fighters and like all this stuff going on. And so I picked up a bunch more of the volumes. After this, I'm just missing volume 5, as well as volumes 13, 14, and 15. So that's really awesome that I'm almost done with the set already, because it is only 16 volumes, and that is fully complete. All was printed by Tokyo Pop. One thing that was weird that you might have noticed in there, most of these I got off eBay, by the way. I got 3 off eBay, 1 off of Right Stuff. This one I found at a movie trading company, and you may have noticed this one looks very weird, and that's because it is randomly a hardcover. And it's one of those weird like library editions where they like put some random volumes in hardcover, but it is volume 12. I found this at a movie trading company for $1.50. guys. $1.50. One of the more rare volumes. And yes, this is not in its normal state. So obviously, if it was in its normal state, probably worth a lot more. But $1.50 to be able to read this. So now I'm just 4 volumes away from a complete set. And I do know for sure 13, 14, and 15 are damn near impossible to get. They just don't go up for sale a lot. Or if they do, people sell them for $200, $300. I don't know what I'm going to do about that. I may just have to read those ones online and just deal with it. So I can actually read out the series. Because it's just one of those shonen series that has like that perfect old school like shonen battle vibe, and maybe it's my nostalgia for Saint Seiya talking, but yes, I'm really excited to add all of this BDX into my collection. These are always tough.
They're so heavy. No surprise at all. Trying to finish out this Inuyasha collection, 15, 17, and 18 of the Viz Bigs. 16 is out of stock right now.
Yep.
They're not printing it again yet, so just gotta wait it out. So I'm taking my time with reading it. I'm on volume 9 right now, so we'll see. Have your fingers crossed for me, guys, that 16 comes back at some point. I'm checking like every week. I do a Google search. I'm like, Inuyasha volume 16 is big. Where are you? But yeah, once I get 16,
you're done.
It'll be done.
Yeah, you're done.
It'll be done. You're done.
You're done.
You're done.
You're done. All right, so I'm going to run through a couple series that I found that it's just like random ass volumes, to be honest with you guys. They're volumes that I picked up for whatever reason, whatever. So one is that I did get 20th Century Boys Volume 3 in the singles. This was one of the ones that I was missing. I am very blessed by my buddy Shitsu. He actually hooked me up with this one and that Flowers of Evil volume that you saw for just the cover price, which was really awesome of him, because this is one of the volumes that does go for a little bit more. This one was a library copy, so it did take a little bit of cleaning up, but it's no big deal. It read great. I actually read this volume after I got it, because I'm currently reading 20th Century Boys. It's a really, really awesome mystery series. You guys got to check it out. Obviously, I don't need to like promote Naoki Urasawa. He's like a legend, but I'm having a really good time with it, so there you go. I also picked up a couple like other series. So I grabbed volume 1 of this series called Ghost Slayers Ayashi. Okay, just volume 1. As you can see, $2.99 at Movie Trading Company. I believe this is a super short series. There was only a couple volumes, and it's actually printed by Bandai, which is another one of those just like random publishers that you're just not going to see a lot of. But yeah, I think it was only 2 or 3 volumes, so I'm going to try to grab the other ones just to complete it. I really only grabbed it because I thought the artwork was really gorgeous. And then also I found volumes 3 and 5 of Marduk Scramble, which is a earlier series by Yoshitoki Oima, the author of A Silent Voice Into Your Eternity. As you can see, they were half off cover price. I think this series is like 6 or 7 volumes, so now I have like 3 of the 7. So I'm just going to slowly pick those up. I don't think that one's hard to find by any means, but yeah, I'm going to try to get all of it at a low price. And then the last one from this little stack here was the first 2 volumes of a series called Toto, The Wonderful Adventure. So this is a old Del Rey printing, and I've kind of been addicted to Del Rey right now. Del Rey printed some very interesting manga during their time when they were printing manga in the US. I really love these spines. I really love these covers. The thing about this series is that it did run in, I want to say it ran in Kodansha's weekly shonen, but it only ran for 5 volumes. So there's 5 volumes that were released in the US by Del Rey. Volumes 3 and 4 are pretty easy to find. Volume 5 seems to be a little tougher, a little bit more priced up. But overall, this series really intrigued me because I opened it up and the artwork was beautiful. It's about a young boy and he teams up with this dog that can transform into this giant thing, helps him to travel across the world, but he's being chased by a unique organization. It's got sort of that adventure vibe that I really love when it comes to shonen. But the artwork really looks gritty, and when I looked it up, this author went on to actually write a Hakuto no Ken Fist of the North Star spin-off series that I've actually seen called Ryo Gaiden or something like that, and is now currently writing a series that also looks really interesting, but I had never heard of. So I want to say that this author is a little more lesser known, but it's actually been published quite a few times over the years. So Toto is one of their earlier works, but I'm really excited to try it, and I think I'm going to try to jump into some of this author Yuko Osada's other works as well after giving this one a shot.
This may be my favorite half-price find for this month, at least. I got almost all of Maid of the Abyss, 2 through 9. I had picked up one actually in Austin that you probably saw in that haul. And the rest of this was actually at the half price right down the street from us. And I saw it and I was like, I must have it. So yeah, I'm really excited to start this series. It's one I've been interested in for a long time. Each one, as you can see, only $6.99, which is just such a steal because these taller 7Cs are usually $13.99.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a steal, honestly. I won't show all these covers, but I just wanted to show a couple off while I was talking.
I'm gonna match Waifu's energy on that Made in Abyss find with another, like, almost full series. Well, no, this is the full series of this print of it. There was a second series that's quite a bit, it's a little bit longer, and I think only Kodansha printed it, but I was able to find volumes 1 through 9, again, on my Del Rey swag, but volumes 1 through 9 of Genshiken. And this is a series that follows a college anime club in their time in the anime club, so it is a bit more of a slice of life drama sort of series. It's one of those series that as a kid I always knew about, but never really got too deep into. So it was really cool to see the entirety of the original series, the first 9 volumes here, all in one go. And as you can see here, they were all priced exactly at half price at $5.49. So when you find stuff like that, you just kind of have to go for it. And my Del Rey addiction like kicked in, and I was like, I've got to try this one. This series I've never got a chance to read. If I do like these 9, I might try to look into getting, I think it's the 14-volume Genshiken second season. But for now, I want to try out these 9 and see where it goes. I do believe Kodansha reprinted these, I think, maybe in omnibus format or something along those lines. But they may have even reprinted them as singles, I'm not sure. But this is all a Del Rey version of this.
This one's pretty random, but again, a half-price find, and, you know, heard pretty good things about it.
She's going to say something about that. I'm already ready for this.
What?
Nothing. Let's see.
Well, you're gonna say that.
Is it an uncanny resemblance? Is that what it is? Did Waifu pick this up because of me? I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure. I guess we'll see. I think he ends up gorgeous at the end, so.
I wouldn't have said that.
I don't know.
Unless you brought it up.
Whatever. Okay.
Yeah, it's me and Jerry. Look, it's me and Jerry on the cover. Woohoo! 1 and 2 permanent boyfriend. I'm crying. I'm laughing so hard.
Okay, so next I want to go through a couple larger print volumes that I actually picked up. I mentioned this in our last haul, but I did pick up Dimension 21 Volume 2. This is a little bit more of like a unique sort of surrealist horror type. I don't even want to call it horror. It's like just visual coolness type
LSD.
Of manga. Yeah, that type of manga. And in the actually a very similar vein to that is Heaven's Door. And this was obviously I have to give a shout out to Mr. Weeabra himself. Weeabra would not stop talking about Ultra Heaven, another series by the author Keiichi Koike. I believe this is the first of his works that is actually like officially printed in English. I could be wrong, but I believe that is the case. So I went ahead and picked it up because I found it physically at Kinokuniya, which was really cool to see it in person because it is printed by a smaller publisher, Last Gasp, but Kinokuniya was able to get some of that in. So that was cool. I'm excited to really give that one a shot. I know that people have compared his work to like being on drugs. So I'm really curious about that, and it definitely will make me want to read Ultra Heaven as well in the future. Then I also found this at Half Price Books, and I'm kind of regretting grabbing this one. This is Ghost in the Shell, the original like volume. It's like the first compiled one. There's like a 1, a 1.5, and then a 2 that makes up the Ghost in the Shell. And these were actually released in a hardcover like box set where they were actually in their original Japanese, right to left reading. But this is actually, the soft cover is a flipped printing. So it's flipped to the way you would read it in English, which I think is kind of weird to me. Also, it's soft cover. Yes, I got it for $13.49, so it was really cheap. But now I kind of want to replace it with the box set of the hardcovers already. Ghost in the Shell is one of those classic sci-fi anime that is just a really important part of my childhood. So I was like, oh, I'm going to grab this because it's so cheap. But now I'm like, man, I should have just got the box set. I don't know. But I got it. So that's 3 kind of large print issues that I was able to pick up this month.
So this is another Made in Abyss situation. But it's actually Radiant, which is a French manga.
Yeah, Manfra, I think is what people say.
Yeah, I think I heard Tibby say that the other
Manfra.
day. So, yeah, it's a Manfra, but it actually looks really cool. And, yes. I mean, it's good enough for Viz to print, so, again, another half-price find. Only $5.99 for each volume. Sorry, $4.99. I misspoke. Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely excited to try it out. Unfortunately, 1 is out of stock everywhere right now, so I might just have to borrow Tibby's and read it. But it definitely looks pretty cool, at least the art does and the character design. So I'm excited to see more about what it's about and get into it a little bit more. And hey, again, just kind of one of those situations where everything's half price, so you might as well.
Can't leave it behind when it's half
Can't leave
price.
it behind.
And we're nearing the end of this haul video. A couple more pickups that we were able to find. So next is the complete collection, and again, I'm on my Del Rey grind right now. I found all of Mobile Suit Gundam Seed, the Del Rey printing. So it was only 5 volumes that were printed of Mobile Suit Gundam Seed, and we were able to get these all for $4.99 a volume. They've got pretty cool covers. The only thing I really hate about them is this as seen on TV sort of like embedded. It's like part of the cover, which is kind of, come on, Del Rey.
That's kind of
not your best work there, Del Rey. But I was really curious about this because it was just a 5-volume run sort of based off the anime series, which I'm pretty familiar with. I watched quite a few Gundam shows growing up, so this will be my first Gundam manga. I've heard good things about some of the other Gundam manga, like Gundam the Origin, so on and so forth. So I'm gonna try this one. If I hate it, I'll get rid of it. But I'm gonna give this one a shot because I do love this. And I mean, just look at how awesome that Gundam looks on the cover there. I mean, I think that looks dope. And also, yeah, $4.99 a volume, so it was only $25 to get the whole set. So I decided to go for it.
This is a series that you probably haven't seen for quite a while on this channel, but I'm finally starting to work on The Girl from the Other Side again. It actually finished up recently. It has 11 volumes, and they're actually going to start releasing these like deluxe edition hardcover versions, but I don't really care about those. I want these singles because I love how they look. I think they're so slick and they're so nice. Also, an anime got announced of this, if you were not aware. I have read the first 3, so I got 4 through 7 to kind of fill out what I have been missing. So I'll need 8 through 11 eventually. But I've really enjoyed what I've read of it. It's a very kind of dark fantasy mystery that I'm just so excited to figure out. Just like read through it and discover like what's really going on in this world and with this girl, like what's happening.
Right.
So so got 4 through 7 of Girl from the Other Side.
Next, we have another series that I'm almost finished with. I'm so dang close to finishing this set, and that is one of my favorite old school ecchi manga that was printed by Tokyo Pop, and that is Battle Vixen. So unfortunately, I think I paid full price for all of these from primary retailers, which means they were just still in stock. But I got volumes 11, volume 13, and volume 14 of this series. Like I said, this is one of those just classic martial arts ecchi series. Unfortunately, it never finished its print run in the US. It was canceled at 15 volumes, which is pretty sad. But as of this recording, I'm only missing volume 10 and 12 to have the complete 1 through 15. So I'm definitely going to hunt those down. I don't think they're super sought after, but if you want a absolutely just stupid fun ecchi martial arts series, this is an older one that you can definitely pick up. I would also encourage you to look into Tenjo Tenge of the similar vein. This one's probably a little more ecchi than that one, but really fun series. So I'm excited to almost be done with it.
This I'm really happy about because it's finished now. I have all 5, and that's Rose of Versailles 4 and 5. And oh, gorgeous.
They look great.
Gorgeous. There's really nothing left to say. I'm excited to finally be able to read it all because I only had one for so long, and they recently just started reprinting everything else, and it was very hard to track down. But now, finally, it is done.
Yes.
It is done.
Definitely get your hands on these hardcovers from Udon as soon as possible if you can. I'm not sure how many more print runs they're going to do of these. So they seem to have just recently reprinted them. Which I didn't know if they were even going to do that, but it does seem that they just reprinted all 5. So if you want to get your hands on them, go ahead and get your hands on them. But this makes me excited for the summertime rendering hardcovers coming from Udon. I hope they're of similar quality because these are gorgeous books.
Udon did amazing with
and a very
print.
Classic shoujo series.
Yes, if you like classic shoujo or want to try it, this is definitely the series to try.
And the last series from my side of the house, which also concludes a series for us in our collection, is a nostalgic series for me that I read when I was young, and I kind of want to reread it as an adult to see if it holds up. I'm scared that it absolutely does not hold up. So someone tell me if they've read it recently, but my memory of it is that I really liked it. But I also read it when I was a high schooler, so I'm not sure what I would feel about it now. But I picked up volumes 1, 2, 5, and 6 of Mysterious Girlfriend X. And I had picked up 3 and 4 because those ones were pretty easy to get still. But these ones were actually kind of out of stock. And then all of a sudden, right as I was kind of looking for it again, it's Vertical or Kodansha, whoever, I guess Vertical's owned by Kodansha, they reprinted this whole series. So I'm not sure why that happened, because yeah, some of these volumes are actually starting to go up in price, because I think some people had assumed it was out of print, but surprise, it was not. The entire 1 through 6 reprinted, so I was able to get my hands on the whole set. So I now have this set complete, because I already had 3 and 4, so I'm adding 1, 2, 5, and 6 to that set. And yeah, this is a rom-com, drama romance that involves a guy and a girl swapping spit to like swap feelings. It's a very, again, weird concept, but if you want to try something out with a little bit of a different concept to that sort of high school romance type genre, then this would be a fun one to pick up now and give it a shot, now that you can get the whole series in physical. And it is completed with just these 6 volumes. And there's an anime series as well if you would rather watch that as well.
My last one is catching me up to where we're currently at with it, and that's Plunderer. Oh, I like fell hard and fast for this series, and that's why I just got everything else so fast.
Yeah.
I've already read the first 3, by the way. So yeah, I got the rest that I needed up through 9, and we're just kind of waiting to see if they're going to do like a 3-in-1 for 10, or you know, a 2-in-1 10 and then just a 1 11. You know, we'll have to see, because there's only about like 3 singles left in Japan.
Yeah,
but they're printing them in 2-in-1s in a similar fashion to Yowamushi Pedal. It's the same publisher, Yen Press. But I'm so happy. This has been such a fun series. There's a cool mystery to it that's going on. So I love it. I'm so glad that I tried it. And if you're looking for something kind of exciting and mysterious, Plunderer is definitely for you.
And with that, that is a wrap on all of the manga that we picked up recently. So that's our most recent manga haul. So what I want you guys to do is I want you to get down below in the comments. I want you to tell us what was your favorite series that we picked up this month, and or is there any series that we picked up that you're now interested in and you might go and track down yourself? If so, go ahead and tell us down in the comments which one that is. Additionally, is there anything you guys picked up this month that was an awesome find? Obviously, we're really big on finding full series for half off at Half Price Books. That seems to be like our skill set at this point. So we picked up so many stuff this month from Half Price Books. So what did you guys find at Half Price Books for way below the retail cost, if you did find anything? So make sure to leave that down in the comments below as well. On that note, thank you guys so much for joining us. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. We are getting very close to 1,000 subscribers here on the My Waifu Me channel, and we would love to break that goal as soon as possible. So make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, share our video. If you know anyone who enjoys manga and manga content, then come bring them into our space. We would love to have them as a part of our community so we can interact with them here on YouTube and anywhere else as well. So make sure you do all that. Make sure to follow us over on our other socials. And on that note, this has been another episode of My Waifu and Me. Thank you guys so much for joining us, and we're saying peace.